So this video is all about why anything is possible in 2020.
Are you listening?
So this video is all about why anything is possible in 2020. My name's Timothy Schultz. I think the new year is the perfect time to start anew in many ways. I know many people you probably have New Year's resolutions out there. Even if you're watching this video, months after the new year, there's no reason not to pursue your dreams to the extent that you can, and that's primarily what this video is about. But before I get to that, if you're new to this channel, consider subscribing because I do vlogs like this one, but also interviews with some of the most compelling people I can find, and also interviewing lottery winners, as well as other people that have come into sudden wealth, because I actually am a lottery winner. In 1999, I won the Powerball before going back to college to study film and journalism and broadcast news, and I'm now combining my experience with my desire in these things to meet and interview other people that I find fascinating. So if you want to see some of those interviews, do hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to be notified when they come out. But this video is all about why anything is possible in 2020. There are many things that stop people from pursuing their dreams to the full extent or as much as they'd like to, such as, maybe if they have to work 40 or to 60 hours a week to put food on their table, to pay bills, or they just don't have time or the money, or there are many reasons that people don't pursue their dreams, and so I'm going to cover some of those in this video. But I would like to say that, just to clarify, that I have always believed that you should pursue your dreams to the extent that you can, well before I won the lottery. I have believed that very strongly my whole life, and so that is why I'm passionate about this subject, because I've seen people that have done incredible things. The majority of people that have done anything in this world, these major, incredible things, wonderful things that they've brought to light or created, did not win the lottery. So you don't need to win the lottery to pursue your dreams. You really don't. Just look around. Other people are already doing it. And that's the point of this video. So 2020, many people have New Year's resolutions, and, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I want to lose this weight, or I want to go back to the gym. I go to a gym fairly often, but and I have for many years, but I notice right after the new year happens, suddenly the gym is flooded with people. And, I think if people really want to be in shape physically, then it's not just a once a year thing, It doesn't have to be once a year. I think the new year is a good chance. It's the perfect opportunity to do what you want to do, but I don't think it needs to be the new year. So if you're watching this video and it's like July and not the new year, that's all the better. It doesn't need to be the new year. That just happens to be when this video is coming out. And it's also a good time to kind of think about what you want to change or what you want to pursue, and what you need to change to pursue that type of thing. So this video is all about why anything is possible in 2020, but it doesn't have to just pertain to 2020. Let's even look like 100 years ago in 1920. So every year, babies are born. There are billions of people on this planet, and more people are born and coming onto this earth. And some of those people, even if they grow up in poverty or they grow up in different demographics, some of those people are going to do amazing things in their lifetime, things that you may or may not even witness. But, let's just take a look at 1920, for example. Pope John Paul II was born in 1920, as well as Mickey Rooney and Ray Bradbury. You may or may not know or like or dislike any of those people, but there are people that are born every single year that are going to create a legacy, and they're going to do huge things on this planet, in this world, whether it's in the entertainment industry, whether it's in politics, whether it's something for this planet. There are many significant things, wonderful things that can happen, and people are capable of incredible things. So in 1920, actually, women gained the right to vote. That was only 100 years ago, but women gained the right to vote in 1920. Also in 1920, the Constitution was amended twice. So, that was in the United States, of course. So, these big things can happen in a year that you may or may not even expect. But for the people out there that want to pursue your dream, there's this analogy out there that I've talked about a couple times in other videos, but you can be on the court or in the stands. You can be watching as a spectator, or you can be on the court playing the game. And when you're playing the game, you have a chance to change something. You have a chance to alter something. You have a chance to turn your dreams into reality, even if it's just a couple dribbles. You're on the court, and there's a huge difference between that and sitting in the stands, because if you're just observing, maybe that's a comfortable place. Maybe you like it there in the stands because you're not taking a risk. And maybe you like it there. But one thing that is almost certain is that you probably have absolutely no control over the game because you're not in it. You're just watching, and you're sitting in the stands watching as life goes by. And it can go by ever so quickly because, there are no guarantees. And so that's an analogy I like to use oftentimes. But, I'd like to say, why wait for tomorrow? Why wait for tomorrow? Many people believe that there is no tomorrow. So there's this scene. Most people know that I love movies. And so I know many, many movie quotes stuck in my head. And, it's sort of useless knowledge until something like this is very important, very important. So in Rocky 3, Apollo Creed is training Rocky for his big fight with Clubber Lang, a.k.a. Mr. T. And he tells him, he ingrains in his head, there is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. And it's true. Rocky won that fight with Mr. T. He believed there is no tomorrow. I also have interviewed a quantum physicist, and I know other people who believe that there is no time. So, but really, if you think about it, and I want to interview more scientists because I find that subject very fascinating about time, the science of it. I think that's really interesting. But your boss, if you have a job, probably isn't going to buy into that if you show up late. So don't take me too literally. I think we do have to play by the clock. But if you think about it, the sun goes down at night. It comes up in the morning. Or maybe it doesn't so much if you live way, way up north or way, way, way down south on this planet. But for most people, the sun goes up and the sun goes down. That's how we mark our time and our calendars. And things age and get older. But arguably, it's all the same day. If you didn't go to sleep, it's all the same day. You could argue that. So for the people out there who are saying that, someday I'm going to do this, someday I'm going to do that. Well, someday is today. Today is the day. There isn't someday. It's time to start, even if you take little minuscule, small little steps, because I know there are real restrictions with money or with time and that sort of thing. There can be real restrictions with pursuing your dreams, but that doesn't mean that you should give up. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't pursue them to the extent that you can. And because I think people are capable of incredible things. I've had friends that have grown up in really rough environments, but they believed in themselves and they were tenacious and they pursued a different sort of life. They used that, they reacted to it in a positive way to try and make a better change for themselves and for the world. And so I think people are capable of incredible things. But before I get really into that, when it comes to your dreams and turning them into reality, there are a few reasons why people don't. You might think your dreams are better suited for somebody else. I'm not good looking enough to be an actor. I'm not this or I'm not that. I'm not well written enough to be an author. I'm not, blah, fill in the blank. But if you give yourself a chance and start taking action steps and get on the court, you may really, really surprise yourself. Another major thing is a lack of time and money, and I think that's very real. But even if you have minuscule amounts of money, if you don't have very many resources or you don't have very much time, those are real restrictions, and I totally understand that. But that doesn't mean that you can't pursue it to the extent that you can. I mean, maybe you have 10 minutes out of the day, or perhaps you can allocate time a little differently. I think another obstacle for people is fear of change, fear of taking a risk. People fear all kinds of things. I've met people that were afraid to take an elevator. It's like a phobia against elevators. They'd rather take the stairs, even if you have like 100 flights. And so fear is a very powerful thing that can really, really hold people back. Maybe you're afraid of failure, But I think if you can overcome that fear and accept that you might fail and try and just keep trying and devoting what you can for your time to it, then you may really, really surprise yourself. I mean, Michael Jordan once said, "I have failed over and over and over again in life, and that is why I succeeded." Even this guy behind me, Albert Einstein, said something to the effect of, he said, "You never fail unless you stop trying." I mean, it's true. Even look at Gandhi, if you're familiar with him. He swayed a whole army without firing a single bullet. And Martin Luther King, look what he did. I just think people are capable of incredible, incredible, incredible things. Really, truly. Look at what some of the world leaders have accomplished throughout history. Look at all the people out there that have overcome adversity. And anyone that has ever done anything is a person, not a Superman, maybe a Superman. But if Superman's out there, then Superman's a man too. That's all I'm saying. If you can dream it, it can come true to a very, very large extent. I truly believe that. Whether you want to make money or get an education or have a better relationship with someone you care about, help others, be more compassionate, or help society or help the planet in some way. I know there are different obstacles depending on where you live and the resources that you have or don't have, but I think that human beings are capable of incredible things, and truly anything is possible in 2020. If you have something that you've been wanting to pursue or it's been in the back of your head that you've been thinking about, that you really think that you're passionate about, then put it into action and get on the court. That could be, it doesn't have to be pursuing your dreams. It can be having a better relationship with somebody or doing something positive for this planet. There's so many positive things that you can create. But on the subject of anything is possible, I think, even beyond that, anything is possible globally, because there's a lot of things that we just don't know about. There are many things that our scientific community, our science, does not quite understand, and I find that very fascinating. We don't even know everything that's in our own oceans. I mean, look at the solar system and just look at outer space. And we don't know hardly anything about that. Really, we truly, truly don't. And I think they just discovered another black hole the other day, that's so much larger than the sun. It's insane. I mean, if you think about it, we think of ourselves in this big way, our ego, some of us, not all of us, but, we have egos and, we see what we see in our senses, but we are a little tiny speck of something much, much larger, truly. And I don't think that we understand a lot of it, but there's a lot more that we don't understand. So I believe that anything's possible in that sort of extent as well, because we just don't know. People used to think that the world was flat. Some people still think that the world is flat, and that's okay. I'm just saying that anything is possible in 2020. So, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button and let me know in the comments, do you think anything is possible in 2020? Why or why not? I genuinely love checking out your comments, so do leave a comment below. And if you are new to this channel, go ahead and consider subscribing, because I do vlogs like this one and also interviews with other people that I find fascinating. So thank you so much for watching, and thank you for your support.